Good morning, everybody.
Good
Morning.
morning.
Morning. Happy Monday. So we're going to start off today with some recognition from our SQS medallia surveys. We had 2 member compliments that came in. One was for Catherine, new membership.
Nice.
Member said she was very thoughtful and thorough.
Nice.
So that's what we like to hear. And then the other one was for Oksana. I believe they said very helpful and efficient. So
Nice.
we'll have Catherine come on up.
Ooh.
Need a so close. Alright, so congratulations, Catherine.
Okay.
You have 1 week to redeem. So today I want to talk about one of the key drivers that we are focusing on. One of them being is the doing things right the first time. Before we get started into our meeting, I want to go ahead and have a little activity, and then we'll dive into the actual meeting itself. But I do need 1 volunteer.
On the post.
Hang on to this. All right, Yolanda, I would like you to make me a poodle in under a minute, please.
For real?
For reals.
Go.
Come on, Yoli.
I'm gonna pop it up.
Do your best.
I can't even tie it. You got this.
30 seconds, no pressure.
Plenty of time.
That's the poodle I wanted.
So we are done.
The tail. I don't know, Danny just turns them and stuff.
All right, so,
I'm scared.
no worries. So we'll go ahead and thank you so much for your participation. So when it comes to doing things right the first time, this is an example of a member coming in, hey, I'd like to have this done, I only have so much time. So when we talk about doing things right the first time, we know what it looks like, right? We know the final product on, hey, we did this right the first time. So what are some of the things that get in the way? So some of the examples I pointed out right now is, hey, make me a poodle in under a minute. Would you say product knowledge?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
lack
Would
of
be
knowledge.
one thing that gets in the way. And then maybe the time, the expectation.
Yes.
So in cases like this, what are some things that we can do to help fix those categories there? Catherine.
I have a good one. Every time for me personally, when I am about to start an application, I don't begin funding or anything like that. I don't begin to fund. I actually have a conversation of the expectations of everything before I even start with anything. Like, this is how it looks, this is what I'm gonna give you, this is what we'll walk through, and how much drink do you have? And then if they tell me whatever time, I said, okay, well, this actually takes this much time before I even begin. Because then sometimes, like, if you just start and then you're stuck in the middle of something, you might not have the time. And now you have to find the time somehow. So we might lose the loop. So I think it's just like communication 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. So coming back to the whole balloon animal scenario, had Yolanda, hey, please make me a balloon animal in under a minute. In cases where she might not know how to do it, what's the thing that we always tell everybody here?
Get help.
Get help. So Yolanda could have gone to, a lead, hey, like, I don't know how to do this, can you show me how? With setting the right expectation on the member, like, hey, I'm gonna help you out, I'm not too familiar with this, but I wanna make sure we do this right, let me go ahead and get some help. And then setting the expectation, hey, the poodle usually takes 2 minutes. I understand you only have a minute, but it does take 2 minutes. So instead of the time falling on us, now it falls on the member. Like, now they have to decide, okay, they told me it takes about 2 minutes, I only have a minute.
Right.
Now I have to decide if I'm gonna go ahead and wait and sit through this transaction. So you'll end up getting help. You can go ahead and see
First step.
It takes practice, but getting help and setting the expectation, sometimes you can always exceed the expectation.
For sure.
Are we talking
Rose is like, I'm on it.
Oh my god.
That's a chihuahua. I'm just kidding.
Done right the first time, you go the number one.
That was 30 seconds.
That's
30
awesome.
seconds. So,
You might Pluto. Because I was just like, forget this Pluto.
so here at Schools First, we love our acronyms, so I came up with one for done right the first time. Go ahead and take one and pass it down. So, what I kind of want to introduce to the team is how we can drift to success. Now, I know the T doesn't fit in drift, like done right, the initial first time, but we live in the gray, so we're gonna go ahead and, make it work.
Why not?
So, as part of the beginning of the huddle here, we talked about the obstacles that get in our way. So, one of them would be product knowledge, the other one would be time management. Is there any other obstacles that we want to bring up, or what other things get in the way from preventing us doing things right the first time?
Like the lack of the stuff we need from the member. Like sometimes if we need something, they don't have it, we have to call. So now that's gonna take time to get a hold of, if there's wait times or stuff, for what we need to complete what they're asking.
So it'd be setting the expectation of what's
Right.
required.
So I think it's like the communication factor from from the start of the application. Look, we'll submit the application, but this is what you'll need when you come back, and really set that expectation.
Yeah, 'cause I think
Communication.
we've all been in a situation where a member is well aware of everything they need, and they come in and tell us like, I know you told me I needed X, Y, and Z, but I only have X and Y. Can you help me with Z? That's when we let them know, communicate, hey, you know what? I'd be more than happy to help you with Z, but it's gonna take now, instead of 2 minutes, it's gonna take possibly 5, depending on that third party and how long it's gonna take them. So definitely a good one, and it just kind of ties into expectation and just communication, really.
Absolutely. So that's what I really wanted to focus on, because we already know what things done right the first time look like.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted us to focus and pinpoint how we can avoid getting to that endpoint. So we already know some of the effects caused by things not being done right the first time. One of them being, members' time was not used efficiently. And then the most important one is the member kind of loses trust in us.
Yeah.
Or if they see our error, they see that this is what they came in for, they're not gonna wanna come back to us, the branch, or the institution itself. So we talked about what are some things that we can do to overcome these obstacles. The most important one is get help when needed. The other one would be set the proper expectation before the start of the transaction. And then in any transaction, whether it's on ops or on services, we want to follow the accurate model where we're recapping and making sure that the member is in agreement with what we're doing.
Especially with the mass, it's hard to hear them sometimes.
Exactly.
You could misinfer what they're saying.
Right.
Absolutely. Are there any other things that we can do to help with that process?
I think being comfortable, because I know for me, and I still use it to this day, I'm like 2 years into being at the credit union, but like everybody tells us, we don't know everything, we're never gonna know everything because everything's changing so often. So I think us letting the member know, you know what, this is my first time, and I've done it so many times, and it's only like, not backfired, but there's only been one time where a member was like, you know what, on a very short time frame, can I actually get someone else that's a little more knowledgeable? So it's like, they know where I'm at, I know where they're at, and everybody kind of, it's like, it works in every single way. Nobody's like, oh my gosh, you should have said something, or I should have said something. So I think being comfortable enough to tell our member, you know what, this is my first time, and they're teachers, so they're always up for like a teaching moment too. So I think definitely just on my part, for us, getting comfortable telling the member when we don't know every step, into like, I don't know, CPs or whatever it is that we're stuck on. I think is definitely helpful, and they appreciate it too, because then they think that they know that we're using their time as effective and efficiently as possible, but as well as us wanting to gain the knowledge for that new thing we're doing.
And then just to piggyback on that, I honestly think it's the level of confidence that we all have. How confident are you telling the member, hey, look, this is my first time doing this, I wanna make sure I do it right for you, let me get some help. So, the good thing about the credit union is that it empowers us to seek that help, and then it empowers us to coach one another, so it doesn't matter, you know, what your position is. Tony could be, hey, I just learned something new, Danny, did you know this? And I could be like, no, I never knew that. So it's empowering us to grow together. Anything else that you would like to add to that, or? I think I'm good on time. So, as I mentioned, we're focusing on that key driver of doing things right the first time. As of May 30th, 2020, these are our numbers that we have for that key driver itself. Just doing things right the first time on where the members rank us. So for the branch overall, we're at 84.8 from year to date. The teller, I believe we're doing really awesome there, it's 91.8. So essentially, we have that goal of being above 90%. So the teller, anytime that you're on ops, you know, keep doing what you're doing. Recap, we want to avoid voiding transactions.
Yeah.
Because members notice when they're standing there too long, like, hey, what's going on? Oh, I gotta go ahead and fix this. And recapping before you post the transaction so you can go back and fix it, and they'll do it right the first time. The new loan is 83.3, and the new membership 66.7. So those are more areas where things can go wrong, and it requires more attention to detail. So I know on services, especially with the way times are going right now, we kind of want to not rush the member, but we want to make sure we are limiting the amount of people in the branch and limiting their time in the branch. So that shouldn't stray away from us like focusing on doing things right the first time, but we can definitely focus on those areas to improve those perceptions of the member. So, and then I included just the branch overall over time. So you'll see we have in January, we started at 77.8 overall, February 75, and then in March we started actually picking up. So once we started having these meetings, I honestly think like the team was more aware of what the members are looking for and what they're looking at and how they're grading us. And then so in April we actually hit our highest point of 96.4, and then we finished May at 92.3. So for the longest time in May, we were at 100%. What brought it down would be, it was a new membership. So I don't blame anybody on this, just because I think it's just the members' knowledge on our surveys. So that one, because we had a total of 4 new memberships, 3 of them ranked us excellent, gave us positive surveys, and then on that 4th one, they were completely satisfied with everything. But on every key driver category, they ranked us 4s out of 5. So it's, you know, like maybe they, I don't know if you guys have ever taken surveys where, I'm not gonna go 100%. So, you know, I think it's just the members' knowledge on surveys. So I honestly think May should have been 100%. Put a little asterisk right there, 100%. You know, it's just a credit to the team and to what we're doing. So I want to say thank you for continuing to see this increase in awareness in our key driver. Does anyone have any questions?
No questions, just regarding that survey. I think there's also like people, not just members, but just people that will never put you as a 5 only because you have to like really go over the top. Here's a brand new car, like, oh dang, here's a car. 5, 5, 5. So I think also definitely like good job to the team, because we are definitely like during these times, and apparently like look, well not apparently, but from what we're seeing, it's like times are not getting any easier. So that just like it puts pressure on members, on us, on everybody that's out and about. So I think also just continuing to, you know, do what we're doing, because clearly we're doing an excellent job. As far as like what we see we need to fix, you know, like let everybody know. But yeah, like we'll just continue to better each other and make it as efficient and good for, like, I don't know, the member. Sorry, I got nervous. You guys are staring at me.
I don't know
Don't
why
stare
I
at
wouldn't
me.
get- I wasn't even looking at you.
But it's
We're gonna
true.
continue
But yeah, well,
The,
Strive for
drift to
excellence.
success,
Yeah.
so
everybody's like really taking the time to learn a lot.
drift to success.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. Everybody's picking up like on a lot of questions. People are stopping to ask more, getting that help. And I think our members really appreciate it when you do get the help and someone's there because they're like, oh, it's gonna get done right. So having a shadow isn't so bad. But yeah, I think everybody's doing an amazing job. Good oiled machine.
yes, no squeaks.
Well, thank you guys very much. I hope this was informative.
Thank you, Dan.
Go team.